Okay, so Milo Yiannopoulos has posted a video which is somewhat thought-provoking. And in the video, basically, there is a guy who is a Trump supporter, and he goes into, I guess it's a bar, or some sort of sports club, somewhere in California. I'm not sure the precise location. But basically, he's sitting down minding his own business, ostensibly. That's what you get from the video. And this pair come over. I don't know if they're a couple, if they're together or not, but man and a woman, white guy and a Hispanic young woman. And basically, they start verbally laying into him on the grounds that he is wearing a Build the Wall t shirt. Now, this provoked quite a debate on the forum that I found it on, the British Muslims for Secular Democracy. They raise all sorts of issues in that group. And it's a very, very mixed group in terms of left, right wing opinions. It was the admin posted that he's conservative, and I think he was more or less in alignment with the way I feel about this. Here's the thing, right? If someone is wearing a provocative T-shirt, and I think it's a given that "Build the Wall" is a political slogan, should they expect some sort of response? I would say yes. They should expect maybe some sort of reaction. I have an Obama T-shirt. I got it in 2008 for historical reasons. If I wore that in an American town or city, I would expect a response. Um, okay, so you wear a provocative T-shirt, you're going to get a response. But here's the thing: the guy clearly said, "I don't want to talk to you. I don't want like trouble. I just want to be left in peace." And these two continued to verbally harass him, and that's what it was. Firstly, the young woman said, "I'm Mexican and you're a racist," and she started laying into him about that. The guy says, "You're a dickhead. What are you doing here?" And they're not interested in debate. They're not interested in a civil discussion about the issues. They just want to harass the guy. Now, here's the thing that bugs me. If this was turned around and it was a left winger was wearing some sort of t-shirt, I don't know, vote Hillary or whatever, and went into a bar that was full of Trump supporters and they abused that person, the left would be up in arms and they would be talking about how thuggish Trump supporters are. Now, one of the great things about being a centrist is you really, really can be consistent. And you can say that if it is wrong, it is wrong, it is wrong. It's as simple as that. As soon as the guy said, "I don't want to talk about this, I just want to relax," they should have left him be. Okay, that they could say their part, freedom of speech. And I should say they weren't using any physical aggression, but they were encroaching in his space, and they just wanted to insult the guy. Now, as for the racism claim, that slogan is a hardline approach to immigration. As for being racist, well, is it a white supremacist slogan? No, it's not. Um, as for the Mexican woman, and that's how she described herself, well, I'm sick and tired of Mexican hypocrisy on this issue, to be quite frank. Mexico's own record on immigration is very far from humane. Mexico's treatment of its indigenous communities is very far from smooth. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because, frankly, a lot of Mexican Americans pontificate about this and always play the victim, but they seem to be turning a blind eye to what's happening in their own ancestral homeland. Um, so either you condemn it across the board or you just come across as a hypocrite. It seems stupid to me to say, "Oh, well, America should just have open borders and let anyone in with no limits whatsoever." But other countries, Mexico, for example, oh, that's fine if they have hardline policies. So, yeah, I take the view that if someone doesn't want to debate, if they want to be left in peace, then you do it. If I see a Conservative councillor or a Green Party councillor or someone standing for election, I don't particularly like those parties. But would I therefore have a right to go up and harass a candidate because they're wearing a rosette? I don't think so. I'd have a right to ask them questions. I'd have a right to be involved in civil debate. But everyone has personal responsibility. And, I'm not a robot. I get angry about things. And I appreciate that this is a hot topic. Okay, so I'm not even taking issue with the fact that they are angry. It's the fact that they want to continue harassing this guy, and that's what it is, after he said he wants to be left in peace. It's not like he came in and got in their face and said, "Hey, Mexican girl, get out of my country." He went in, sat down, and minded his own business. Maybe it's naive to wear a provocative t shirt, but from what I could see in the video, he did not initiate the communication. And I hold the same standards to everyone. There are Trump supporters who get in people's faces. They get in the face of left wing people. I condemn that just as much. But to me, this just demonstrates how unfortunately divisive the situation is. And it also demonstrates left wing hypocrisy when it comes to bullying behavior. Because I've seen people saying, "Oh, he's a racist, therefore it's legitimate." Firstly, there's no sign that the guy is racist. You know, Ultimately, build a wall is a slogan for a hardline approach to immigration. That is not the same as racial hatred at all. If the guy was wearing some sort of white supremacist top, yeah, fine. That would be blatant racism. But frankly, there are Hispanic Americans and Black Americans who also want a hardline approach to immigration. So I'm so fed up with the hypocrisy. Um, doesn't affect me personally. Obviously, I'm in another country, but there are similar issues here. And yeah, I'll let people just have an open discussion on my thread about what they think of this. Um, but the left, they just can't grasp when they behave this way. It doesn't win wider support. It doesn't win support from people like me who are not right wingers. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not. I don't align with Trump supporters on a very wide range of issues. But when I see someone being bullied, I will always defend the person who's being targeted, whoever they are. In the end of the day, I mean, all the girl wanted to do is talk down to the guy about his supposed lack of education and keep bleating on about being a victim and I'm Mexican, I'm Mexican. No, girl, that proves nothing. It doesn't win an argument. And the guy, he had the audacity to call the other guy a dickhead. What are you doing in our club, dickhead? This is our place, blah, blah. And then he said, we want a civil discussion. No, you don't. You just want to harass the guy. I have said similar things when I've seen this behavior at Trump rallies from Trump supporters, but I'm consistent. Hand on heart, I am consistent. And I will condemn anyone behaving this way. I think it's wrong to get in people's faces and just, wearing a provocative t shirt is not an excuse to harass the person doing it. If I see someone wearing a Fidel Castro t-shirt, I think Fidel Castro was a communist tyrant. But I'm not going to go up into their face and push them around. I might be a little bit shocked, or I might look twice. And if they approach me, I would definitely get into, a debate. But in the end of the day, also in the context of someone making a public speech, say for example they got into a city centre and started preaching about how wonderful communism is, I probably would remonstrate because that is a different situation. That is someone bringing the situation on. But when someone is simply wearing a t-shirt, now the guy said he left the gym and that's just what he was wearing. I see no reason to disbelieve that. It could be that he was trying to get a response out of them, but he succeeded. If that is the case, he has won. So yeah, the left are delusional if they think that behaving this way is going to win any argument. It isn't. It just isn't. Okay, let me know your thoughts. Um, I don't know precisely where this is, and it isn't just about this issue, it's about wider issues actually. And it is about the principle in general. I do notice in American political discourse, one of the great things about America is the belief in free expression, but a downside to that is It seems a lot of people think that gives them a green light to get in people's faces. It doesn't. You can have your opinion without getting in someone else's face. You know, I make passionate videos on my channel, but I wouldn't go up to someone in the street and pontificate in this way because there's a time and a place. Okay, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts.